Welcome to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here today with Andy Paulson from Frazee High School with 4539. How are you both doing?
Fantastic. How are you, Hank?
Tremendous. The robot doesn't say much, though. Huh?
Not at all.
So, how did the international competition go?
It went really good for us. We were one of 400 teams down there. The 400 teams got divided into 100 teams per division. We were in a division called a Newton division. Each team had 8 matches. Of those 8 matches, we were able to win 5 out of the 8 matches. One of them was really close. We lost by 12 points, and there was a team that promised us some points and didn't necessarily happen. So if that would have come through, we would have ended up in a lot better position than we were also. We didn't do too bad for ourselves. As a rookie team, we were able to finish in 33rd out of 100 teams. And we were able to finish overall 140th out of 400 teams. So not bad for our first year, considering some of these teams have been doing it for over 20 years.
And how many teams did you say are around the world?
All around the world, there are over 2,500 teams from 14 different countries.
That's amazing. And, of course, you said that this thing does things now.
Absolutely. The game this year was called Ultimate Ascent. This robot was designed to be able to take flying discs or frisbees and shoot them at goals at various heights around the course. The higher the goal, the more points you received. So there was a 1 point, a 2 point, a 3 point, and a 5 point goal. We originally weren't going to shoot discs into the goal. We were going to be a defensive machine. That's what we wanted to do. It's a 3-on-3 match. So we wanted to go and hit people and stop them from scoring, because that's what our main strategy was. At the end of the game, there's also a chance to climb a pyramid, and the higher you climb on the pyramid, the more points you get. We wanted to be able to climb to the very top, but with some difficulties at the end, we realized we weren't going to be able to do that. We could just climb to the first level, which got us 10 points. So in the last week of the build season, we designed a frisbee shooter to go onto here so we can score frisbees as well as climb the tower.
Great. So now, how many hours is involved in making a machine like this initially?
Each team is allowed 6 weeks of build time. So we learned the game in the beginning of January, and we had to stop building in the middle of February. So we built for 6 weeks, and teams typically will go anywhere from meeting 2 or 3 times a week to every day they'll meet. Some teams will put 40 to 50 hours a weekend to get it all going. We were able to work about every day after school we worked. So 2 to 3 hours every day after school, and during the class we put in about an hour a day in class. And then sometimes we'd come in on Saturdays for a couple hours in the morning as well, just to finish up some of the loose ends.
That's a lot of time. But we're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back with Andy Paulson and the Kaotic Robotic number 4539. Welcome back to Spotlight on Frazee. I'm your host, Hank Ludke, and I'm here with Andy Paulson and also Zach Nelson and 4539, the Kaotic Robotic robot. And so, Andy, how did you guys come up with the name for this thing?
Each team tries to come up with a creative engineering name. We talked in the class a bunch about what to do and how we can do something that might be inspirational for teams. And we came up with the word chaos first. And because it's kind of chaotic, we're unorganized right away for our first year. So we decided to put it into Kaotic. And Kaotic stands for Keeping Ahead of Technology in Communities. Something a little bit catchy for people to realize that we're trying to keep on the cutting edge of technology at all times, and we're moving ahead with our program and not trying to stay in one place all the time.
Well, and then I understand that each year the competition changes.
Absolutely. This year was, like I said, was called Ultimate Ascent, but next year we'll learn a completely new game, and they try to incorporate things and tasks that kids haven't done before. So every year we're learning something new, and it's completely different than what's been done in the years past.
And now this year you had quite a turnout of students also.
I was not expecting to have as many kids be involved this year. We ended up having over 30 kids at one point or another during the year be involved with the program. I was expecting to have maybe 10 to 15 kids, and for a school our size to have under 500 kids, 7 through 12, to have over 30 kids involved is outstanding. Most of the big schools that have 700 kids per grade in the high school, they may have 20 or 30 kids involved, and that's 700 kids per grade. So you're looking at over 2,500 kids in the high school. So it's pretty outstanding.
That's tremendous, you know, and I appreciate Zach taking time out to operate 4539 for us. And the other thing is, now, you had your regional competition, and then you went to international. And now it's back to state competition. I don't understand that.
It's a little bit messed up because this program is called FIRST Robotics. FIRST stands for Inspiration and Recognition of Science and Technology. And they want everybody to be on the same playing field. So our area had a regional competition that anybody from all over the world could register for. From there, you advance to the World Championships, which is what we did. But our state is one of only a few in the nation that has a state champion as well. And that is held after all of the first sanctioned events are done. Minnesota has 180 teams in Minnesota that are involved in this robotics program. The top 30 ranked teams based on qualification scores advanced to the state championship, and we were able to advance to the state competition ranked 13th out of 180 teams in Minnesota.
That's amazing for, like you say, a school our size, and also first-year competition. And what amazes me also is that I look at this, and something like this to be designed in 6 weeks is a lot for me to take in.
It's amazing the amount of time that goes into not just the design, but the engineering design process. The kids have to sit and analyze and break down the game and understand the rules that go into it. So it's not just working with your hands. There's a lot of reading and understanding the rules and the concepts and being up to date with all the concepts that are going on, because the rules change as you go. Sometimes there are updates to clarify rules as you go. And a lot of the work, it takes a lot of money to do this, and a lot of this couldn't have been done without our sponsors. People like BTD and Team Industries, there were a lot of people in the area that stepped up, and we had a fundraiser that we were able to raise over $10,000 for this to be able to go to Missouri. And throughout the year, we've had over 40 business sponsors from all around the area to help our team do what we've been able to do. And it's been outstanding. And because of the effort that those sponsors have put in and given us, that's where our success has come in.
Well, Andy, I appreciate you and 4539 and Zach being on the program. And I wish you guys all the luck at state. I know you're going to do fabulous. And with that, we'll be back next week with Spotlight on Frazee.